I'm going back to get when I got my baby doll. She was a sleepy baby doll and she cried. And she was a big baby doll. And I never named her, she was just my baby. So when I got in the second grade, my teacher was Miss Worth, Mary Worth, and she told all the little girls, any of you who have got a doll named Mary, I will get you a piece of fabric to make your doll a dress. Well, I named her real fast, Mary Ann.
That's a weird name. Oh, Mary Ann.
And so I named her real fast, Mary Ann. And I've still got Mary Ann.
Oh, really?
Her eyes open and close, but her crier don't work anymore.
We need to give that to Olivia.
And I probably will, later. But the year that I got married, I didn't work, and Harry was gone overseas for the whole winter. And I took my 8th grade graduating class dress, which was yellow dotted Swiss, and made her a new dress in bloomers. Mm. And made my little black baby doll that Clarence and Jessie had given me a few years. Well, when I was about 6, I made her a new little dress and a bonnet and bloomers. When I was 18 years old, 19 years old.
So your mama taught you to sew, I reckon?
From the day I was big enough. This man came to hunt on the farm when I was about 4. And I could have been long about that time I was 5, and I was sitting in a little chair. We was not allowed to sit on the floor to do anything. Daddy had little chairs that he had bought for the other children. They was about that high off the floor, and that's what we sat on because it was too cold on them floors. And I was sitting there sewing a button on a doll dress. And this man said, "Miss Key, aren't you afraid that baby's going to stick herself?" Mm-hmm. And she said, "I don't know nothing about it."
How old were you?
I was 4 or 5. But she said she knew if I stuck myself, I wouldn't do it another time.
Yeah, I know that.
And so then, from then on, I learned to sew. And one time, Mama had left her treadle machine open. She'd gone to the kitchen to her and Bernice to fix lunch. And I don't know how this happened. I was probably 3 or 4 anyway. I crawled up in the chair and was messing with the sewing machine and run the needle through my little finger. So that didn't happen once.
I bet. So did the family come in on Sundays?
Biggest portion of the time back then, they would come home on Sunday. Lawrence and Davis, Mildred would come about twice a year.
That's when it was in Greensboro.
Well, she lived in Greensboro, and then they later on moved to Sand Hills, Carthage area. And but Peggy and Francis and me we were all 5.5 months apart. Well, Peggy and Francis was 11 months apart, and I was right in between them. And we made up something to play. We had a playhouse out where Paul's house sits now. There was 4 trees made just about a square, but it wasn't a square. It was an angled square, and we made a playhouse in there.
So what was your favorite thing your mama made?
It was a dress that she made me out of Grandma Key's, one of Grandma Key's dresses, which was black taffeta. After Grandma Key died in 42, I was probably in the 2nd or 3rd grade, and she made me a pinafore. And it had a gusset or whatever panel in the center front in a point, came up in a point. And she crocheted little flowers, about 3 or 4 different colors, and made a cluster around, every so often around the bottom of that. And she had to put a ruffle on it to make it long enough. But so she put them on the garment right above that. And then she put a cluster right here on that panel that was like that. And yoke, or whatever you want to call it. And I think that was the most precious thing I remember her ever making me.
You still have it?
No, I wish we'd kept it, but I guess we gave it to Mildred's children. Because when I grew out anything, they'd get it.
I bet. So what was the favorite dish she would fix?
Everything.
Did she have a specialty?
Yes, she made tea cakes all the time.
Well, what's a tea cake?
Just a plain, it wasn't a sugar cake, it was like a plain sugar cake without the sugar on it. I mean, it had sugar in it, but it was just and they called them tea cakes. And her paste, she kept them, I still have. It's a cheese hut. I've got two that was Mama's. And probably Daddy got them when he uprun the store before Mom and Daddy was ever married. I don't know that they're that old, but I know they're older than me. And she would have a clean sugar sack or whatever had come in it in there, and then she put those tea cakes in there and cover them up and then put the lid on it. And I've still got both of the ones she used.
Did she have a tea cake made most of the time? If you want the pieces, there was always one made. Is that what you mean?
There was tea cakes made. There was just cookies, you know. And she had 2 or 3 different cutters that she used that she'd make them with. And but I don't remember any other specialty that she had. But when they would do choppings or corn shuckings, the women would all come in and help cook, and that's when we would have banana puddings. And that's the only time of the year I can ever remember us having banana puddings would be when we had the corn shuckings.
Obviously, did she make biscuits as good
Right,
as you
every
could?
day.
Did she make them good as you? Is that where you learned? Or
That's where I.
were yours like hers?
They were, till I can't make them no more.
But in the good old days.
You remember, mine was a little tough. You remember how they'd be a little bit tough? They wouldn't just fall apart. That's the way Mama made hers. But I don't know. Mama just was a good cook, and she didn't make a big deal out of cooking. She just cooked.
That's what people did back then, didn't they?
The one way that she fixed, and I've always said I was going to do it, and I never have. We always raised our hogs, of course, and when we had streak of lean and streak of fat food, meat, she would like to cut it herself. She had a big old butcher knife that she sharpened on the back steps, and be sharp as everything. And she would cut it a little bit thick, not real thick, and put it in the frying pan and put it in the oven. Well, sometimes she would roll that streak of lean and streak of fat in flour and put it in the oven. And that's better than any steak you ever put your tooth in. It had the best flavor, a unique flavor, and I never did try it. But
Okay.